Howdy folks, my name is Samuel Taylor. This lovely lady standing beside me is my dear wife of 36 years, Melissa.
Now, Sam, don't be getting all sentimental in front of these fine folks. They're here to learn a little bit about who we were and what life was like in those early days. Why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Well, not being a man short on words, I'd be glad to. I was born in Mount Carmel, Illinois in February 1828. I spent my young years on the Wabash and Mississippi rivers. My pappy ran a river barge there. Then, at the age of 23, I got the spirit of adventure. 1851, I headed out with an immigrant wagon train from Kansas City. Ended up walking most of the way across the prairie and ended in Portland, Oregon, the fall of 1851. Portland was a town of a few cabins, a lot of tents, and more tree stumps than there were people.
Tell them about your plug of tobacco, Sam.
Well, sir, before I left Kansas City, I bought myself a plug of Star brand tobacco. Not using tobacco myself, I carried that plug with me all the way to Oregon. I bought that plug for 50 cents. I sold it for $1.50.
Sam gets a lot of pleasure out of telling that story.
Let's see, where was I? Portland, Oregon. So, 1852 in the spring, the gold was discovered down here in Jacksonville. I headed south to find my fortune with a number of other people out doing the same. I mined for a number of years here, had some good fortune at it also. Spent 2 terms as a deputy sheriff here, and drove the wagon. What's my word? Stagecoach. Drove that stagecoach from here in Jacksonville over to Waldo in Josephine County, where I met Miss Melissa C. Rogers.
Oh, Sam, why don't you let me tell a little about myself and our life together?
You go right ahead, dear.
Well, I was born in Kane County in Illinois in 1849, and I came west with my uncle when I was 4 years old. I don't remember very much about the crossing, but I do recall there were Indian attacks. Then some years later, I met and married Samuel Taylor out in Applegate. The Reverend J.D. Skidmore from the Jacksonville Methodist Church performed the wedding ceremony. It was a beautiful and joyous occasion.
That it was.
Our first son, Benjamin, was born in 1878. But like so many young ones back then, he only lived till August. It's really difficult to lose a child, but you go on somehow. We did. Then between the years 1878 to 1884, we had 3 more children, 2 boys and a girl. Beautiful and healthy children, too.
Beautiful like their mothers.
When was it we left Jacksonville for Steamboat, Sam?
Let's see, 1876 we headed out to work the steamboat mine. I was a superintendent there. We mined there for 2 years, returned back to Jacksonville, 1878.
And it was great to be back in Jacksonville. And Sam opened a freight line.
Drove freight all around Jackson and Josephine counties. Kept my hand in the mining. Once you get that bug, it's tough to let it go. They were good times for us.
They were until late in 18 98 when we received word that our second son, Hayes, had been killed in action in the battle at Malabon in the Philippines. Now a Spanish-American War veteran and a second son dead. Took us a long time to get him back home. But he now rests up on the hill with his brother, with Sam, and me.
It was hard to lose another son, and so far away.
Yes, but we were still blessed with 2 children, a son and a daughter.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about your hotel, Melissa?
Our hotel, the Taylor House, was opened in 1890. It was on the corner of California and 4th Streets. It was the largest hotel in Jacksonville at the time, and Sam helped me operate it until his passing in 1908.
Yes, sir. I passed February 1908 at the ripe old age of 80 years. My obituary said of me that I was a temperate man, a good father, a loving and devoted husband, and well respected by the community. Still wish I'd have bought more of that tobacco, though.
I continued the operation of the hotel until 1910 and continued living up in our family home up on 5th Street until my passing in 1932 at the age of 82 years.